Conscious collaboration brings together entrepreneurs, change makers, and thought leaders. We aim to highlight the people that embody the idea of aligned mind, body, and business. Each week, we share, discuss, and learn from the various experiences and ideas of our guest experts. Through our discovery, we find a path to an aligned mind, body, and business.
What up, y'all? This is Emily.
And I'm Lisa, and we are the Conscious Collaboration.
We're hilarious.
We crack ourselves up every day. We're the funniest people we know, and that's important. We have to hang out with ourselves the most.
I know.
So when you're working on your own, are you like talking to yourself all day or?
Duh.
Yeah.
Me.
Well, okay. So the reason why I ask is because I went to this meetup last week. It's like this social meetup that I do. It's that base membership group. And so little social plug there, national US group. And so you're sitting with a bunch of people you've never met before, and you're having dinner and sharing drinks and things like that. And we were having this really in-depth conversation about, we went around the room to introduce ourselves or, the table because we were outside, and asked, what we did. And, very clearly the Virgos started appearing. And so we could identify like, oh, you're definitely a Virgo.
Don't they?
Yeah, they were the ones that were the most apparent. They immediately started talking about how proud they were of their spreadsheets. No joke. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so fascinated. I love spreadsheets. Like, you do you. And then we started talking about inner voices. And so it tracked around the room that not everybody had like an inner dialogue or voice, and not everybody spent some people worked by themselves all day and didn't talk to another person.
Oh,
and some people were talking to themselves all day long or like randomly singing. And some people
I do talk to actual people.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, some people don't. Some people prefer just to work in isolation on like projects. And then some people, and then it turned into like, do you remember your dreams? Or when you read, do you hear your voice reading, or do you hear like a character or a narrator? So anyway, everybody's like a little bit different, but it just like, it was the first time some people were like, oh my gosh, I've never thought about that. Like, I just thought everybody thought like me. And that is not the case. But
I
apparently
speak my thoughts aloud.
You don't speak them?
I do.
Yeah. I imagine you do. I imagine you randomly have like, I mean, this is what I do too, but maybe it's an air sign thing. Or maybe it's just like a crazy lunatic thing, but randomly throughout like working on something, I will finish a sentence from a conversation that I wish I would have said earlier.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, my life is many, many conversations in my head that never happen in real life. Yeah. Sometimes I'll narrate what I'm doing out loud so that I don't forget what I'm doing. Or sometimes I'll just burst out laughing by myself from whatever scenario is playing out in my mind. And there's blurry lines between reality and
There's blurry lines between reality and what really happened. Yeah. Well, to that point, I really feel very strongly it's helpful to have that inner dialogue to try on something that you're trying to become or to fully jump into a new, to actually do the thing. And we were talking last episode about what was his name? The strength trainer that was amazing.
Chris Bumstead.
Oh, good. I'm glad you remembered. I never would have remembered that. But Yes,
T-bomb.
together we will remember. But
T-bomb.
yeah. So like, we were talking more about the process of becoming or achieving rather than the perfectionism. And so I really love that topic. And now I think it might be a good discussion just to go a little bit deeper into that and to talk about what are the blocks or what is supporting us into shifting into this, whatever it is we're trying to achieve or become. And so let's use the I Ching today. Do you want to do that?
At the Conscious Collaboration Podcast, we are proud affiliates of Atapa medical grade red light therapy devices. Red light therapy boasts a long list of clinically proven benefits, many that I and many of my clients have experienced firsthand. You can be sure that you'll be able to train harder, recover faster, and sleep better with Atapa red light therapy. Visit myatapa.com, myatapa.com, or use the link in our Instagram bio to shop with the code COLLAB15, that's COLLAB 15, for a discount on your device.
Sure.
Okay. So, all right, I'm going to set our intentions around what is the energy around our collective at this time. And we're going to see, look into how can we become the version of us that naturally does the thing. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's definitely, I think this is a common theme throughout all of life, but most certainly in the spaces I reside, fitness, health, weight loss, fat loss, right? Like, because this is literally people trying to transform into something else. In some cases, due to lots of reasons, just information overload, etc., a lot of bad information out there. Sometimes people really don't know what to do, or they think they know what to do when they're doing like the wrong things. So that is the case, but there's a huge element too of like knowing what needs to be done at a certain point, and then still just running, the execution. What are the barriers there? What are the blocks? And of course, it's going to vary from person to person on a specific level, but I think there's definitely some common themes that I expect that I Ching will identify that we can see outside of the health and fitness and weight loss space as well.
Yeah, I think so. So, and this can apply to anything, whether it is your weight loss, fitness, or health goals, or whether this is relating to entrepreneurship,
or getting into relationships.
Yes. So whatever that intention
goals, right?
What was that?
Financial pursuit.
Yeah, financial as well too. Yeah, all of this. So the best self idea. And that's, it resonates across with Feng Shui too, because we talk a lot about actualization of desires, best self, becoming your 100% best self. So coming out of our last discussion, the I Ching points to the collective energy being in a state of patience, which is hexagram 5, which looks like kind of like smoke or waspy smoke there.
Yeah.
And it's water above, sky below, kind of like vapors, I will say.
Oh, it does look like vapes.
Yeah, vapes. All right. So just to give top line before we jump into our discussion. So I know you and I, every time we get patients, we're like, patience, but we're so ready to do everything. And so waiting is an essential skill. And the I Ching loves to talk about lessons. So waiting is frustrating for most people. But patience is a very powerful force, and time is an ally for those with inner strength. And it's the strength that allows you to be uncompromisingly honest with yourself while sticking to the path you have charted. I like the word uncompromisingly. It says it says if you persevere with a positive attitude, time weakens even the hardest obstacles. To rush anything or force results stimulates resistance and causes setbacks.
Yeah, look, here's the perfect illustration of that in the fitness context, right? Someone is relying on that quote unquote motivation, right? Let's say it's January 1st. We're feeling super motivated. We're going to lose this weight. We're going to get in shape. We're going to get healthy. We're going to feel better. So I'm going to go from 0, no exercise regimen, no intentionality with nutrition, to 150 million overnight. I'm going to all of a sudden go from 0 to I'm going to the gym 5-6 days a week. I'm going to do all these high intensity classes. I'm going to drastically cut my calories, and I'm just going to go balls to the wall in week 1, right? Instead of, because I think this is going to be the fast way. I think this is going to be the most effective way to get the results I'm seeking more quickly. When in reality, what plays out is you inevitably burn out probably within a week or 2, right? Because you've just destroyed your body and you're not fueling yourself. And motivation is, as we've discussed before on this podcast, a guaranteed fleeting emotion. It is an emotion. It is a feeling, and it is guaranteed to come and go. So when that motivation inevitably drops off, so does your entire program. You go back to, your previous ways, only maybe worse, because you're like, I just worked so hard for these 2-3 weeks, like I deserve it or whatever. Or maybe it lasted a little longer and you lost some weight or, what have you. And then you gain it all back.
Yeah.
So you actually, by trying to rush the process and thinking you're doing it the faster way, quote unquote, you're actually adding much more time to the process and basically asking for that cyclical, loop of go balls to the wall, fall off completely, all or nothing.
Yeah, that's a really good way to say it. And that resonates with me from what I've experienced in fitness or in training too. And also it just harkens back to our previous episode. There's a piece of you that feels like, well, if I'm not motivated, then I shouldn't be doing it. Or if I'm not feeling like my best self, I can't show up today. Or you start to diminish your ability to achieve the thing at all. So you become almost like watered down.
And if you are motivated, then you take it so far beyond the structured plan that you just fizzle out. And again, it's just that
or you can hurt yourself.
Yeah, it's that vicious cycle.
Yeah, it is a vicious cycle. So yeah, I mean, that's essentially, so looking into patience and shifting into the forward hexagram, which is actually hexagram 33 retreat. So that sounds really anti what we're talking about. We're talking about stepping into something that we desire to, an ideal we desire to become, bringing something from like our imagination or the ethers and landing it into the physical, and not just seeing it, but becoming it. And so you think like, okay, having patience and then retreat, how is that going to help me embody? But there's a reason for this, and there's quite a lot of changes. So obviously, when you're becoming something, you're under not just physical changes, but mental, and the people around you could change. Your environment should change. You should be entirely changing. There's a lot of change lines.
And it doesn't mean you don't take action, but
right.
you plan the structure and the timeline of the action that's going to most effectively get you where you're going. And you have to utilize that patience and retreat or recovery, if we're, to stick with the fitness analogy, to actually see those results move forward. It's not that you sit there,
I think with this line, the top line is the divine message. And oftentimes I think when we're not close enough to the finish line, we feel stuck. And so there's this temptation to just do something, to push the needle forward, because you're like, oh, well, I'm not there yet, so I have to really push. And so the message here is keep an open mind, and you're going to find a way out of your current challenges. And you can learn from the lessons in this situation. If a remedy doesn't soon present itself, remember every trial that you survive makes you stronger, and good fortune's awaiting you. So you may be feeling that just because this time you feel stuck or things are difficult, you're thinking, I have to try harder, push, push, push. But what this line is saying at the top, and this is a divine message and lesson, is to let yourself fully mature into this vision. Like, give yourself that grace. Don't let your impatience cause a misstep, like you're describing. So that's the more poetic, the poetic way to tie a bow around the concepts you were just talking about relating to health and fitness. And then taking it down a little bit further, line 4. So there's this emotional aspect to it that you touched upon that is coming up in the I Ching reading. And you might start to feel like you're fearful. This may never happen. Or that urgency is really causing some dysregulation. And you did say this in both of your points. This says you may be isolated in a very vulnerable position. And although escape is essential, the only way out is to retain your composure and patience. There's no chance of ultimate success right at this moment. So being able to survive, move in that existence is the immediate concern. So to me, and the I Ching's always super dramatic, but this is talking about emotional connection to your new lifestyle. Does that relate to what you were trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's definitely an element of the process that matters, is shifting your emotional connection to the new lifestyle. And that certainly doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
You talk about being in the comfort zone, and how growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. But like, in order for that for the new lifestyle to feel natural, you have to go through a period of it feeling very unnatural. Because if it's not what you're currently doing, then that's going to feel like a big shift to move into it being habitual and natural and just a part of your identity. So, I mean, that's just a day by day, and you can kind of think of the concept of habit stacking, right? Like, if you're currently a person who is chronically dehydrated, which is, and well, your bigger overall goal, right, is to get in shape, is to get fit. And we kind of break everything down, and we see that one of the barriers is that you're drinking, 40 ounces of water a day. You're not just going to shift into, even though you need to drink 80 ounces of water a day, let's say, you're not just going to become that person overnight, because you know that you need to, in order to, complete this bigger overarching goal of the fat loss and getting in shape and getting healthy. So we develop that one habit at a time. Okay. So this week I'm going to work on being a person who wakes up and front loads with 20 ounces of water every morning. So I'm going to break, you know what I mean? We're going to break this down into smaller micro habits. Once I nail, let's say, 7 days of becoming a person who front loads with 20 ounces of water, okay, then we'll find another place in the day to add on another 20 ounces of water, and so on and so forth, until you've really solidified each of those micro habits to become a person who just naturally drinks 80 ounces of water in a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like trying on a new clothes, a new style, a new look, and feeling comfortable going around and doing your daily activities in a new look or a new outfit. Yeah. So getting into that place of regulation before you're fully acting and being comfortable with that, regulating before taking on the next step, and referencing habit stacking, and those grounding, foundational things that need to be in place is really important at this time.
And shifting into, sorry to cut you off, but I wanted to highlight that concept of, yes, you have your outcome goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your, I want to get in shape goals, that's an outcome. But in order to get to the outcome, you got to break it down into action goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? If you're constantly chasing an outcome, then you don't see the forest for the trees. To actualize that, you got to break it down into specific action goals. And that applies to anything.
So that very much lines up with the next change line, which is talking about not forcing. You mentioned chasing, but it's more around the push-pull. So when you push too soon, there's resistance in that. And when you're chasing, the goal moves further away. So that's basically the gist of the next line here. So you may feel stuck. You're like moving through mud, perhaps. And, this makes you perhaps feel exposed. You may be feeling humiliated. I imagine if you're in a gym, you might be like, this is new surroundings. People are watching me. I don't feel like I'm doing things completely right. So kind of along that lines. And likewise, I think it could be related to relationship too, and deepening relationships. But be alert. However, forcing action is going to be creating problems. We addressed this, and this is where most people, I think, mess up, including myself. Including myself. So we talk about this a lot in our manifestation episodes too. So it's just trust that.
That's what this is, right? That's what this is. People think that manifestation has to be this completely esoteric,
Right.
concept. And really what we're talking about with manifestation is bringing something from an idea, from knowing, from thinking, into reality.
Right.
And that doesn't always just involve, the woo-woo, right?
Exactly.
It can, but this is really,
there's a science to it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there's proven science and action to it. So that's really the basis of the last line, which is of that inner self and talking about really grounding in. It talks about rest assured that you are heading in the right direction. Do not become impatient or greedy. Even though a challenge you feel may be looming, the skillful response is to make preparations, gaining strength for future, letting go of anxious thinking, meditate, remain open, alert, and prepared. So going really underscoring that trust that you're showing up and you're moving forward. Oh, I skipped over one. There is a second change line here, and that talks more about your surroundings. And this one really is talking about staying in your lane. Avoid comparing yourself to others who are walking your path, right? Any outside noise of people saying like, why are you even trying? I can't even see you this way. And protect yourself from being distracted and derailing your focus.
And even just looking at what other people are doing to a large degree. You can, you can glance, right? But if you're like, oh, so and so is on a mission as well, like you don't know all the details. So if you just copy, if you're tempted to just copy what so and so is doing, because it's different than what you're doing, and so that you must need to be doing that thing, well, you're probably missing a lot of context that matters, and that's going to end up being counterproductive to what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and be very mindful of who you're sharing your goals with if they know you of your previous self, and if they're not in alignment or agreeing with where you're headed, there's going to be a little bit of gossip that you have to tolerate. That's natural human behavior of people saying like, oh, I'm worried about Emily, she's doing something new, blah, blah, blah. So that really even more to that inner self we just discussed about staying grounded is know and trust your inner knowing that, like it said, you are on path. You're exactly where you need to be doing the things that you need to do. And, you just need to quiet that noise in your temptation to reach out or to look to someone else's recipe for success because yours is different.
Mm-hmm.
And then that retreat that we're talking about in the forward energy, just to tie a little bow on it. So all worthy goals meet some resistance. When negative forces predominate, a well-timed retreat can be a good move for keeping your energy up while allowing yourself to persevere. Waves of progress are short-lived, so just understand that. And you said that in the very, very beginning, like you're going to have moments of progress and know that there's going to be that up and down cycles of life. And if you want something, allow it to come to you. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you can, quote unquote, fix any situation whenever you feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
Some things are bigger than you. So, yeah. I like that too, allow it to come to you. I know this feels like a very necessary conversation. Yes.
Take the steps and then allow it to come to you.
Yes.
Add extra steps because you think you're going to get there faster. Make the plan, follow the plan, adjust if needed based on actual feedback, but not just because you're trying to rush something.
Yeah. And also hold your power to yourself as you're embodying this next level thing. We talk about alignment all the time. That really keeps you strong and that aligned pull instead of scattered energy. If you're feeling scattered, that may translate into you feeling stuck or in that mud. So if you're thinking or considering, maybe I should do it like Emily, maybe I should do it like this person, pull the energy back to yourself so that you really feel like you belong and you're experiencing what you set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in someone else's manifestation.
Don't
Nope.
try. Don't try it. Don't
Yes.
do it.
Yes. So, okay, well, that was good. I think that was, if we could put a little bow on it, but I hope this resonated with you, and that you heard some of yourselves in our conversation today. And if you have something to say about it, you can join us. Yes, we can't wait to hear. You can join us inside of the Conscious Collaboration Collective, our closed and private Facebook group, and you can meet up with us in social media as well, too. And if you have a story to tell, drop us a note or send us an email so we can meet you, and we'd love to have you. So,
I second.
Yes, and Emily's backing me up on that. So, well, it's good to see you today, Emily. I'm sure I will, and everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm sure we'll talk to you in 5.
Talk to you in 5. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank y'all so much for listening to our podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends so they can join our circle of collaboration on this journey. You can find us on Instagram at Conscious Collaboration Podcast, on Spotify, iTunes, and Audible, to name a few. Please join us next time for another deep dive into how you can live life in more alignment. Mind, body, and business. Send us your questions and comments in our DMs or email us at consciouscollaborationpodcast@gmail.com. See you in 5 minutes.